Hello, I hope you're doing fine. So this week we'll be going into the details of HTML fundamentals, and by now I hope you already have installed the given editor of your choice. I had suggested you do Sublime Text. I'll be using Visual Studio, and you can see here I've already opened it. So probably you know how to create a folder and how to create a HTML file. So you can always just follow the given steps that you have. Like if you have Visual Studio to create a file, you just have to click here, or as well you can create a file by simply going to the given folder and right clicking. So I'm going to open a folder, and this is the folder. So you can do the same thing. You can have all your work within the same folder. And so last week we had checked this. We did not write a thing. So today we are going to write all the given fundamental tags that you need, or the things that you need to know about HTML. And so every time you write a HTML, you always start with the doc type. Okay, and this is simply the document type. So you always need to have this doc type. Now when you write doc type, you have to indicate what doc type it is. HTML, so document type. So what this is the document declaration type. Okay, so once you have done that, the next thing is you need to have the HTML element. And so this is the root element. And HTML element, it has the opening and the closing tag. Okay, so this is the root element. So all the work you will do, all the other tags, they will come in here. Okay, so after you have written your HTML tag, the opening and closing, the next thing is the head. Okay, so the head as well, it has the opening and closing. And now the head, it contains all the various metadata. So metadata, they give more information about your website, but they will not appear on your website. Okay, so within the head, you can have meta. So there are so many. So I'm going to do meta char set. So this is just the character set, and it is usually UTF-8. Okay, so there are many languages in the world, and different languages, they have different characters. Like if you are writing English, it has different characters. If you are writing Chinese or Arabic, they have different characters. So this basically what the character set is for, or meta char set. And then you need to have the title. Okay, so the title is what will appear. So I can write here tutorial. I can write something such as HTML tutorial. So this will not show up on the actual website. So if I try to check, I can check, and you can see there is nothing showing here. But if I display here, you can see my title is showing up right now. It's showing HTML tutorial. Okay, so anything that goes in the head, it won't appear here within the body. Okay, so once you can also include things such as maybe you have an external styling sheet. We'll talk more about that when we get there. You also include it in the head. Okay, so another thing, once you're done with the head, the other thing is the body. Okay, so anything you put here within the body is what I will show here in the website or here in the page. That's what people will be able to see. So I can do a H1 like that, and I can write my headline, So if I save this, it will show up. You can see it is showing up here. Okay, so I can write other things, such as I can have maybe paragraphs. So a paragraph you write with a p tag, and with the headlines there are different levels. There's H1 to H6, H1, H2, H3, all the way to H6, and each headline element, it has its own level of importance. So each web page, like if you are writing a home page and then you are writing another page, each can only have one H1 element, not more than that. But you can use H2 several times on a given page. So the P is for paragraphs. Okay, so if I save here, you can see it's showing here the paragraph. And then another element that we can have are the lists. So there are three types of lists. So the first one is an ordered list, like that. So you start with the UL, an order list, and then within the opening and closing tags, you have list item, LI. Okay, so I can have maybe animals, and then I can have another list item. I can write dogs. I can write another one, and I can write maybe fish, like that. So if I save, I have here my list items, like that. Okay, so you can see they are here, the list items. These are unordered. So ordered lists, this is how order list will look like. So the only difference is they start with OL, order list. So I can have let's say I write cities such as Nairobi. Can have Kuala Lumpur. Okay, can have Bengaluru. Then can have New York. Okay, so if I save, you can see these are order lists, so they use numbers like that. Okay, then there is another one, it's description lists, DL. So these ones they are quite different, and they will talk more about them at a different time. Okay, so another thing that you can have images. So an image, you can have it using this tag, and then you have to indicate the image source. So your image will go in here. So I'm just going to try and find an image online. I'll just find any image. No, find any image. So when you want to get an image, there are some images that have licenses, you can't use them. So if you want to have a reused image that you have found on Google, you come here, you click on tools, and then you have usage rights here. You use this one, Creative Commons licenses. So that one, they are mostly reusable. So I'm going to just use this one here. So let me see. Oops. I want the image itself. So instead of that, I'm going to use images from here. It's much better. Okay, so I'll just write animals. So this is a website where you can find images for free. Okay, If you are charitable enough, you can contribute to them, but these images are usually free. You can download them and reuse them. Yeah, like that. So I'm just avoiding this link is too long. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to save this image. I wanted to use the link from online, but that will just be a long link. So okay, so you can always save an image where you want it to be used. Okay, so that you can know the source. So like right now, for me it's much easier to have that image because I have saved it within the same place. Okay, so if I save this and I check, you can see now the image shows. Okay, so I can, when you write an image, you need to include this alternative text. So I can just write here tiger like that, and then I can set height like that, and let's say I want the height to be maybe 250, and I want the width to be 250 as well. So if I save, you can see now it's too small. Okay, so I would like you to practice on this. Just take your time to practice, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment or to message me. Have a wonderful week.